A second mistake I made as a beginner runner is I wasn't patient with my progressions. In this video, let's talk about why that's a mistake, and let's talk about the 10% rule and whether or not that's a good rule for you to follow in terms of increasing your weekly mileage. So when I say progressions, I'm talking about how you increase your total running volume, your intensity, long run distance, things like that. And when just starting out, many beginner runners like to immediately start pushing their limits. They want to run more often, see how much longer they can go, how much faster they can go, just to see what they're truly capable of. And it makes sense. I was the same way. But the truth we all need to come to accept here is that approach so often leads to injuries, and the best results in running simply just take some time. And many times that involves more patience and holding back the reins than we initially want to make sure we're not progressing too quickly. You may have heard of the 10% rule that serves as an objective guide to how much you should be increasing your weekly mileage by. And while this can be a decent objective guideline to go off of if you have absolutely nothing else, it is a bit broad and it definitely varies depending on the runner and your history. For example, if you're just starting out and you're running, say, around 3 to 5 miles a week, you can likely increase your weekly mileage by more than 10%. And then going to the very polar opposite end of the spectrum, say you're an elite marathon runner running 80 plus miles per week, 10% might be way too big of a jump if you're already at that high of mileage. It also just depends on factors like your running history, as well as like if you're coming back from an injury, and some other factors as well. But very, very generally speaking, if you have nothing else to go off of, the 10% rule can be a decent objective guideline to follow. Your best option here is to find a running coach to help guide you along with this process and give you specific progressions for you to follow, considering your individual running history and many other factors. Bottom line of this video is if you're not patient with progressions, you'll likely experience an injury. Most injuries are a result of doing too much too fast with too little recovery. It's important to make continual progressions in your running, but it must be done strategically and with patience.